A couple of years ago I did some videos about discontinued food. They were actually really successful at the time and are probably the reason a lot of you guys watching this even found our channel to begin with. We discontinued our discontinued food series though and didn't really think that much about it afterwards. Then we started getting messages from some of you guys telling us that some of the items I had talked about had actually now made a return to the market. They were back. I didn't believe it at first, but sure enough some famous snacks that I said were dead and gone have risen once again and you can buy them today. Here are the 10 you need to know about right now. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 discontinued snacks that have returned. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Twinkies. For North Americans, they're an all-time favourite snack. For everyone else, they're that weird snack that people always talk about in movies that you've never even tried before. Twinkies are sold as a golden sponge cake with creamy filling and first appeared in the American market as far back as 1930. Over the coming decades, it became an iconic American snack. In 1998, they released fruit and cream Twinkies. In 2007, they released banana Twinkies for the King Kong movie. Things were going great. But then, on January 11, 2012, Twinkies parent company Hostess filed for bankruptcy. Twinkie sales for that year were down 20% on the previous year. They said their customers had now found healthier foods. By November, it was all over. Weeks went by. Twinkies became rarer and rarer. Over the next few months, they began selling for extortionate prices on sites like eBay, up to $5,000 for a single Twinkie. I'm not sure if anyone actually bought them for that, but that's what they were listed as. It was the Twinkie apocalypse, if I'm honest. Then, in March 2013, after 4 months in the wilderness, Twinkie fans saw hope. Twinkies and other Hostess brands were purchased out of bankruptcy by Apollo Global Management for $410 million. By July, they were back on the shelves for good. Crisis averted. At least for now. Next up at number 9 now, we have crispy M&Ms. Now I'll be honest here, I'm not the biggest fan of M&Ms. I don't hate them, I don't really mind them, I just know that there are a lot of people out there who like them a lot more than me. There are so many different types though, and one that really seemed to get people excited when they were first released were crispy M&Ms. They came out in 1999 and were designed to be a slightly larger version of the milk chocolate variety and also featured a crispy wafer center. They were very popular, but in the M&M world things moved quickly and they were mostly discontinued in the US in 2003. Not in Europe and Australia though. Maybe they just, I don't know, forgot to discontinue them there. Over the years, M&M released pretzel M&Ms, an M&M chocolate bar, mega M&Ms. Sure, they had their fans, but there were growing calls for the return of the crispy M&Ms. In 2015, the company gave in and crispy M&Ms were re-released in the US. At the number 8 spot now, we have the Burger King chicken fries. These were instantly a huge hit when Burger King released them initially in 2005. They were intended to be one of the larger adult-oriented products with better quality ingredients than standard menu items. The product was part of a series of products introduced that were designed to expand Burger King's menu. Apparently they were specifically aimed at 24 to 36-year-old males, but I don't know, everyone seemed to love them. After 7 years though, they were discontinued in the US in 2012, but were still sold in some markets such as Italy. In August 2014, they were introduced for a limited time in North America. Burger King was surprised about their success. It seemed that their plan for 2005 just needed like another 10 years or so. In March 2015, they were permanently re-added to the menu in over 30 countries worldwide. At the number 7 spot now, we have Hydrox Cookies. For someone who's never had one of these before, these things look like Oreos but have a name like a cleaning product. Well, that's right. I mean, the Oreo thing is, there's no cleaning chemicals in them, I think. This cream-filled chocolate sandwich cookie first hit the market in 1908 and was actually the inspiration for Oreos, which came out 4 years later. Fans of Hydrox say they have a less sweet filling and a crunchier cookie shell that doesn't get as soggy in milk. It's funny because nowadays people think that Hydrox is a sort of cheap imitation when it's actually always been the original. It was partially because of this competition with Oreo that the cookies struggled for many decades. In the end, it was discontinued in 1999 after Sunshine, the producer, was acquired by Keebler and later Kellogg's. It seemed like it was all over, but amazingly, in 2015, it was reintroduced by Leaf Brands and has been on our shelves ever since. Coming in at number 6 now, we have the Double Down. KFC fans will recognize this as a sandwich with fried chicken instead of bread. Inside is bacon, cheese, and the Colonel's secret sauce. Interesting fact here, it was originally going to be announced as an April Fool's fool's joke before its release in the US. When people actually showed some interest though, they went ahead and just launched the item anyway on April 12th, 2010. The TV commercial for them said, "So much 100% premium chicken, we don't have room for a bun." The joke really spiraled out of hand when the Double Down began selling like wildfire. When they released it in Canada for a limited time, one KFC in British Columbia had sold out by lunchtime. Hopefully they were being sold to, different people. Over the next few years, the Double Down kept disappearing and reappearing on menus around the world, but by mid-2011, they were pretty much a permanent fixture again. Next up at number 5 now, we have Surge. Okay, this one isn't technically a snack. It's more of a drink, but with the amount of sugar in it, some people could actually call it food. It was released as a citrus-flavored soft drink in 1997 by Coca-Cola. They wanted to launch a direct competitor to Pepsi's Mountain Dew. They marketed it as a more hardcore version of the two drinks. Yeah, sugary drinks, hardcore. The drink sold well into the new millennium, but by 2003 sales had faltered and Surge was discontinued. The drink might have gone, but its fans didn't. Over the next 10 years they started online groups and began to campaign Coca-Cola to re-release the drink. It was called the Surge movement. There's national revolutions with less excitement than this. After 11 years their efforts paid off. Coca-Cola re-released Surge on September 15th, 2014 in the US, available only on Amazon Prime. By 2018 Surge had returned to an international market over 20 years after its initial release. Next up at number 4 now we have French Toast Crunch. This cereal was first launched by General Mills in 1995 and was designed to be like mini slices of French toast in both appearance and taste. However, they eventually changed it to be more like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. On the back of the box it read, "New French Toast Crunch for a taste that will have you flipping." Wendell has cooked up an awesome new cereal with all the stuff you love. Delicious French toast cereal with syrup specially baked into every crunchy piece, and each scrumptious piece looks and tastes like French toast. Grab your spoon and discover this crunchy sensation for a taste that will have you flipping. A taste that will have you flipping. Amazing. Do cereal boxes even have that kind of stuff on them anymore? I don't really eat much cereal, as you can tell. It was discontinued in 2006 after 11 years. Eventually, popular demand made General Mills reintroduce French Toast Crunch on December 5th, 2014. Coming in at number 3 now, we have the McRib. This one really needs no introduction, but here we go. The McRib is the barbecue flavored pork sandwich sold by McDonald's since its release in 1981. It tends to either attract or repulse people. McDonald's did a few test markets and it seemed to show a positive reaction from the customers. It was also developed by a guy called René Arendt, who invented McDonald's chicken nuggets. So yeah, McDonald's thought they were pretty much onto a winner here and began rolling it out almost everywhere. The next 4 years didn't go so great though. Sales were mediocre at best, and it was removed in 1985 as McDonald's executives determined that pork is not eaten frequently enough in the United States to justify keeping it on the menu. It wasn't the end though. In the past 20 years or so, the McRib has made a number of appearances for special occasions. It's even returned permanently in Germany. So yeah, it's not really fair to say it's discontinued now when McDonald's just bring it back every few months somewhere and you can get one in Germany whenever. I just mentioned that. At the number 2 spot now we have Cheez Balls. I did a few videos talking about discontinued snacks last year and this was one of the products that I talked about. I thought they were gone forever. That's why I put them on the list, obviously. Then in summer 2018 they made a triumphant return. For anyone unfamiliar with them, they're an old school favourite in the US, puffed cheese flavoured corn snacks sold by Planters since 1981. With competitors writing up left, right and centre and supermarkets making their own cheaper versions, Cheez Balls were eventually discontinued. Then in 2018, Planters made an announcement saying, "We heard many impassioned pleas for us to bring Cheez Balls and cheese curls back over the years, and we wanted to give our fans a chance to reunite with their most missed cheesy snack. We made sure our cheese balls and cheese curls still have the same delicious taste, any texture and fluorescent colour you know and love, so our fans can enjoy a nostalgic trip down memory lane with every canister." Amazing. I just love the amount of pure passion that people have for a small cheese flavoured corn snack. This is what life is all about. And finally, number 1 now, we have Fruity Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute cereal. Wacky names, even wackier cereal. These cereals belong to the Monster cereals released by General Mills. They launched in 1971 and were based around 5 classic horror characters. There was Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Boo Berry, Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy. Wow. For some reason, those first 3 were a success. General Mills has been releasing them seasonally almost every single year. Fruit Brute was released in 1974 and discontinued in 1982 to be replaced with Fruity Yummy Mummy, which itself was discontinued in 1992. The years rolled by and Monster cereal fans almost forgot about these missing characters and the fruity cereals they represented. In August 2013 though, General Mills released all 5 Monster cereals in the lead up to Halloween that year. It was the first time in 31 years that the discontinued flavors had made a return. In the years since then, it seems that the long lost Monster cereals are finally back for good, and it's like they were never gone in the first place. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's been quite a while since I did a discontinued food video. There might be a lot of you guys watching who only watch for the scary stuff, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Do you want a part 2? You may have to wait for other products to be discontinued, but I'm sure we can do it. What's your favourite snack? There's a final question for you. Thanks for watching. As always guys, my name is Danny Burke, and I'll see you all in the next video.